Today I was able to spot the support on X, American Steel Company, and ROKU, and turn a profit. I traded 4 stocks today. Two of them were winners and 2 were small losers. Let's get to it. The first trade was on X, American Steel Company, and I was watching X in the open because it was up about I believe about 4.6% in the pre-market, because they are getting ready to release their quarterly earning, and the guidance moving forward is not as bad as people thought it was going to be. So what I saw was in the pre-market we got as high as 1056, 1057. So in the open, I saw that we were around this dotted line, which is previous closing price, and we had the red line right here, the 200 moving average, and during pre-market the price bounced off this support, this previous closing price at 1009. So I knew that this was a good place to buy and that people were probably going to buy at this price. So the first bar was a red bar with a topping tail, which implies a selling pressure. Normally I wouldn't take this trade, but I trusted the support. And plus, on the daily chart, if we look on the daily chart, we bounced off this level, this 10 level, once, twice, 3 times. So the odds of it going below 10, below the support, was not as likely I reasoned. So when it came down and I saw that the 200 was holding, I went long, and my target was the high of the day. Well, half my position at high of day, but it literally missed my sell limit order by 1 penny, literally by 1 penny. I had it at 1036, and I didn't get filled, so it came down, and I was kicking myself for not hitting the hotkey and just selling some, but I told myself that my setup is still valid. It's probably gonna test high of day again, and on the 5-minute we had the 200, so that's why I wanted to lock in some profit at high of day, because we had the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart. And once we consolidated around VWAP and VWAP was holding and these moving averages were acting as support, I knew that we were gonna test high of day again, and we did. And I sold the majority of my position here at a 10. So I got in at 1017. I sold the majority of my position at 1035. This time around, I'm not gonna wait until 1036 and my order doesn't get filled by 1 penny. So I put my sell limit order at 1035, and I got filled, and it came down. And once we we made a triple top on the 2-minute chart, once, twice, 3 times. I just took off the rest of my position, and I knew that most likely it was gonna come down and test the 200, and that's what it did. After I got out, if we look on the 5-minute, it did hit my final target, which was pre-market high, but the trade was profitable nevertheless. So it did give me a hard time because I had to hold to lock in profit, but that's how the game goes. The next trade was on DAL, Delta Airlines, and this was on my watch list because it was down about 3.4% in the pre-market, because they released their quarterly earning and they surpassed their quarterly earning, but they were light on their sales and their guidance moving forward. So meaning, like, moving forward in the upcoming quarters, they don't plan to make as much on their quarterly earnings. So the stock was weak, and what got my attention, so I shorted it. We sold off in the open, and then the buyers made a comeback, and then we made a double top. This is the first top, this is the second top, and they both have tails. If you can see, there are tails, tail, which implies selling pressure, meaning the price got to this price and it got pushed down by sellers. So I went short at a 51.72 with a stop right above the consolidation of these 1, 2, 3 bars. And I'm not, well, I took a stab at it. I was wrong, and I got stopped out. Oh yeah, and also it's important to mention that when I got in addition to the topping tails, we had this line right here, which is pre-market. Well, it's actually a level from the daily chart. This could act as support or resistance. So in this case, it was resistance, and we had this line right here, which is the 50 moving average. So I thought it was not a bad opportunity. So I took a stab at it, and I was wrong, and I got stopped out. So I did not lose much on it. I got in at 51.72, and I covered at 51.86. So lost about 14 cents per share. The third trade was on CTRP. CTRP is a Chinese internet traveling company, and they announced that they signed an agreement with a Japanese railway company. So the stock was up about 2% in the pre-market, and I saw that it was steadily going higher. I'm not too proud of this trade because I feel like I chased it, considering that I only have 4 shots at being profitable. I felt like I wasted a shot on this, like I wasted a bullet on this trade, because it was going up, and when it pulled back to this green ascending line, which is the 9 moving average, I took a long, because normally I would try to short it because we do have a double top, but I felt that a lot of people were probably gonna short it as well, and to be honest, I couldn't short it because my broker doesn't have shorts available for me. Usually if I have shorts available, there will be an S letter right here, so I couldn't short the stock, but I knew that people who had shorts available were probably gonna try to short it. But considering that we just moved up, we slowly moved up, I felt that we could at least test 30, the whole number, and I got in with a stop right below yesterday's high prices line right here, and I got stopped out. And I knew when I got into the trade that it was most likely going to pull back to VWAP, this black line, and that's what it did. It pulled back to VWAP, and it moved. Well, I guess no, it did not make that big of a move. So this level held. So the people who went short here, anticipating the double top, were right. So that was a loser, but I did manage my risk, and I did not take huge size on it, so the loss wasn't that big of a deal. My last trade was on ROKU. I was very patient with my 4th trade because I only take 4 trades no matter what. So I told myself the 4th one has to be a good setup. And what I saw on ROKU was ROKU is one of those stocks that is on my watch list. This I used to trade it a lot when it was trading in the 40s. Nowadays I don't really trade it as much, but a couple of weeks ago we went from like 176 all the way to 100. So there's a lot of movement, and it's been steadily going up on the daily chart in the past week or so, from a low of 97 or so to about 120. So in the open, I saw that the stock just moved higher, and it topped out, and sellers just pushed it down. And what I saw was we made on the 2-minute chart, because I have 12 charts up on my external monitors, 6 on this side and 6 on this side, and I have a 2-minute chart on each window. And what I saw was this indecision bar at pre-market low. So this line is a pre-market low. So if we look on the 5-minute, chart in the pre-market, we came down to this level and we consolidated and we pushed higher. So I saw this, and then on the 5-minute chart, I saw the 200 moving average, which acts as significant support or resistance on the 5-minute chart, and it held once, twice. I just took a long. I normally wait for it to pull back to support to get in, but I was confident in this trade, so I went long, and it popped by $1, and I took some off. I locked in profit at this price, so I got in at 116.75. So I took some off at 117.78 because the previous closing price was at 179, literally 1 penny above, and we had the 200 moving average coinciding with the previous closing price. So I knew that this was a potential resistance, and so I locked in some profit here, and then I wanted to sell the rest at VWAP, and it literally missed my sell order by 1 penny. It got as high as 118.69, and I had an order at 118. No, actually not this. It got as high as a 118.72. I literally had an order at 118.73. At 118, it missed my order by 1 penny, and then it came down, and I was not in a rush to hit the hotkey and just bail on the trade, because we got above a previous closing price. We had all these moving averages, the 200, the 50, the 20, the 9. So I felt that it was and we got above yesterday's high, so this was huge support. So I felt that it was not only gonna test VWAP, but it may even move higher and probably test high of day. So I held a position, but once it tried to make it to VWAP, and it did not even get to VWAP, and it started to just sell off, and we lost all these moving averages and previous closing price, I got out right here. So I just took the money and ran, because I was already profitable and I did not want to hold the position. And good thing my exit was so great, because yeah, it sold off all the way to a pre-market low. These levels are magic, y'all. Pre-market low. It literally bounced off pre-market low. Now the question is this level going to hold, or is it going to bust? I don't know, and I don't care. So these were my trades for today. 2 winners on X and Roku, a stupid trade on CTRP, and a smart trade on Delta Airlines, which didn't pan out, but I'm happy that today was profitable. I batted 50%, and I will take that any day. If you made similar trades, or if you have any questions or comments regarding my trades, feel free to comment below. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.